singers, Happy New Year! This is the last video of 2021. I can hardly believe it. And I want to start with a really exciting announcement, which is that I will be kicking off the new year with 30 daily videos. For the first 30 days of the year, I will be posting a bite-sized technical exercise every single day so that you can build the foundations of your singing in 2022. And that's the name of the series, Foundations of Singing. Although the exercises will be very short, 60 seconds or less a piece, they will, over the course of the month, build the most essential elements of a great singing technique. We'll cover the engaged out, released in breath cycle, clear, pure vowels so that you can sing with beauty and clarity, dynamic posture so that you can work your voice in the most efficient manner, high forward placement, and also maximizing activity in the top half of the head so that we can minimize tension down here. So I hope that you'll join me. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and that you've rung that notification bell so that you see every time there's a new video. I can't wait to do this work with you. But that's not all I have for you today. I know that these videos on their own are not going to do the work of building your voice in the new year. That's something that you're going to have to do through practice. And I thought that today I would share with you some ideas on how to build your practice routine so that it is most effective and really help you to build your warm-up for today that will also really put some technical things in place so that you are also making an investment in your singing 5-10 years from now, each time you practice. So with that in mind, I have created a PDF called 6 Elements of a Great Warm-Up. This is something that you can download for free over on the website. I'll put a link in the description box below. And here, this is a simple little guide that you can print and put on your piano, or you can even click through and see examples of the exercises for each of the 6 elements. Want to know what they are? Number 1, the first element of a great warm-up, and this is the one that I skip most often, and I always regret not doing it. Energy management. So this doesn't have to be something really woo-woo where you're sitting in lotus position and meditating, but you do need to make some kind of entrance out of the outside world into your practice. What I mean here is that you need to manage your physical and your mental energy so that you're really ready for this intensive work of practicing. Oftentimes for me, this means clearing distractions and calming myself down. So I'll do something like a breathing exercise or maybe the forward fold. Sometimes though, if you're trying to practice at a time when you're feeling really kind of low energy, you may need to pump yourself up. And sometimes with my youngest choristers, when I'm seeing them at 7 a.m. for a morning lesson, we actually just do jumping jacks to get our energy in the right place. So do what works for you, but make sure that you're kind of bringing your mental and physical energy in line with what you're going to need to accomplish an effective practice. Element number 2 is, of course, breathing. So here, there are lots of options. You can do a fists breath to get your breath really on that engaged out, released in cycle. I will often do something as simple as a sponge breath if things feel like they're basically moving in the right direction and I just want to reconnect. Next would be posture. So here we want to just check in, and this really doesn't need to take almost any time at all. You can just lift your knobbles up, or perhaps if you did a forward fold for your energy management, you might already be aligned. Just check in at this point that whether you're standing or sitting, you are in a good body position so that all the work you're doing with placement and breath is not just made more difficult by an unaligned posture. So now we have the most essential step, and this is one that I think is often overlooked. This is a step called breath into voice. So oftentimes as singers, we will do a breath exercise and then we will start singing. And thinking of it in that sort of separated way often results to a separation in our technique, meaning that we're singing without a really deliberate connection to the breath. I think taking a moment here to really mindfully and intentionally move your breath, that engaged out, released in breath, right into the way you use your voice will pay huge dividends later in your practice and later in your vocal career. So take a moment here to make sure that you are matching your breath use from the breathing exercise into the way that you sing. I'm thinking here of something like humming, any of the SOVT, semi-occluded vocal tract exercises. There are a ton of them here on the channel. You could also do something like no, But whatever it is, be sure that you're really paying attention to how the breath feels as you begin to use the voice. It is essential. Now it's time to move into automatic resonance. And this is a term that I like to use for exercises that take something that naturally produces high forward resonance. So something like a voiced consonant, or maybe one of these physical positions I like to show you, like whatever it is, if you've got a physical manipulation or a voiced consonant, you're going to perform some kind of vocalese with that in place, and then take away that support and try to reproduce the feeling and the sound of high forward resonance. There are a ton of these on the channel. Some of my favorites would be that la 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 la, or my. Whatever it is that you choose, be sure that it is helping you to really feel that your resonance is placed high and forward. And I will also say, this is an area where you could do as many exercises as you want. If I want to really expand my warm-up, this is usually the area where I'll do it. Now, we're going to move into the final section of the warm-up, and this is skill building. You could say that this is sort of optional, but when we're really thinking about our warm-up as something that will pay dividends today and 5 years down the road, this is a great place to make a little investment. So you might want to do something like a little solfege work, or perhaps some kind of vocalises to help you work on a technical concept, such as velocity or trills. Whatever it may be, this would be a great place for you to just spend a few minutes building a skill that you're hoping to grow. And now finally, you're ready to move on with your day, or maybe do some repertoire work. But now you know the 6 elements of a great vocal warm-up. I'll put the link so that you can grab the PDF for free below. And thank you for practicing with me. Happy New Year!